Everyone, it's time for another Writers Wednesday. Today I wanted to talk about my perspective on perspectives, first person, second person, third person. My hot take of the day is I think first person perspective is objectively the best perspective to write in for the reader, all things being equal, simply because that gives the reader a chance to, for a day or a few days, inhabit a character and get close to a character in a way that almost makes them feel like they know the person. And that makes the story richer because that character's fears are the reader's fears, their hopes are the reader's hopes. Whereas the other perspectives tend to remove you from that. That being said, there are times when first person just isn't feasible. A simple example is the Sherlock Holmes stories, told from the second person perspective by Dr. Watson, because it has to be. You can't have Sherlock Holmes narrating the story, telling you about all the things he's solving as he goes along, because number one, there would be no mystery there, and number two, Sherlock Holmes would be sort of insufferable and condescending to listen to for 300 pages. Another example is sort of broader epic stories, things like The Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones. There you really have to go to either third person or multiple first person perspectives, simply because the scope of the story is so large that if you were in first person the whole time, the reader would be missing out on a massive amount of information that they need to really understand the full context of the world. My Writers Wednesday challenge for you today is, before you write your next story, sit back and ask yourself, what do I need here? What do I need to share with the reader? If it's a relatively closed loop story, something domestic, something psychological, then first person is the way to go. If you're telling an epic fantasy that spans multiple continents, time periods, and characters, then you probably need to go third person. But I would argue that that's one of the most important decisions you can make. And again, my take is, if you can get away with first person, do it, because it'll allow the reader to get up close and personal. That's my Writers Wednesday for this week. Have a great week.